Let's play a little game. Pretend that you're building an online course business from the ground up, but for whatever reason, you're only allowed to use 5 tools to do it. What would you choose? Well, I've put a lot of thought into this, and I realized you really do only need 5 tools to build an online business. So today, I'm going to share with you what those 5 things are. Howdy, Mike here, and welcome to the show. Now, the number one question that I get asked by new course creators by a long shot is, what tools should they be using? Everybody wants to know, what platform should I be hosting my course on? What email marketing software should I be using? And here's the deal. That's a boring question. I don't really want to answer it. So I came up with this challenge, and actually I came up with this challenge because there's these videos going around that are like the only 5 bourbons that you need in your home bar. And they go through and it's like your daily drinker, your cheap mixer, your one to impress your friends, whatever, like that kind of stuff. And I saw that. I was like, that's a really cool concept. That would be a way more fun, way to talk about the tools that we need as course creators. So I'm taking the challenge to our industry, right? So here's what I had in mind. We're going to go through the only 5 tools that I think you need as a new course creator when you're trying to start that online course business in 2022, right? And you don't need everything. And I realize that if you're just starting out, you might have a limited budget. You might be confused about what you need. And so I just broke it down for you. I picked my 5. Now, disclaimer, my 5 might not be your 5. And if there's any other people out there that teach in this industry, they might have their 5, and those 5 could be totally different. And that's okay. But this is my show, and I'm going to share with you with my 5. But with that said, what I really want to know is if you have any the must-have tools that you have to use in your online course business, I want to know about them. Maybe there's some great ones I don't know about. So let me know in the comments, what is your favorite tool or software that you use in your online course business? Or if you want to list hey, these are the only 5 I need to build an extremely profitable online course business, then give me your list. I can't wait to see it. All right, let's dive in. Number 1 on my list would be Zoom. I would get Zoom. It's a free tool. There are paid options, but having the ability to have face-to-face calls or group calls, to be able to use that video conferencing is so important. I was using Zoom back in 2018 when I did start my first business in the digital content space, which was a fitness marketing business. And I would have calls with people on Zoom and would sell to them there. And to this day, we use Zoom for sales. We use Zoom for group coaching. We use Zoom for meetings. It's a really great tool. And man, I wish I had bought stock in Zoom back before the pandemic because it skyrocketed, but it was a great tool even before then. And so if I'm starting a business, the number 1 most important tool to me is Zoom because it allows you to communicate. And so to have a tool that you can meet with your peers to learn from them, that you can host sales calls to get people into your program, to have a place to meet with your clients or the people in your course to coach them, it's invaluable. I think it is absolutely necessary. And Zoom has great features with recording and screen sharing and all of that. So Zoom is my number 1 tool. Number 2 tool is Stripe. If you're building a business, you have to collect money. You have to get paid. And so you need some sort of payment provider. Honestly, I put Stripe, but could have put PayPal. At the end of the day, PayPal, Stripe, either one, we use a payment processor that has Stripe and PayPal integration. So people we're working with can put either one in there. But I put Stripe because most of the time when you are selling to somebody over the phone, you're collecting their credit card number and you're putting it into a processor. And Stripe is the most common processor for payments that we have for credit cards online. There are other options, but that's what almost everybody uses, and you can create subscriptions, you can change cards, you can manage the payments. There's so many things you can do with it, and it's very easy to use and just connects to your bank account and sends the money there. So I think Stripe is pretty essential because you need to be able to collect payments. This brings me to number 3, and this one might be cheating a little bit, but I think it is super important. And so the third tool that I say that you would need if you only have 5 tools would be Facebook. Okay, and I say it's a little bit cheating because when I initially thought about that, I was thinking about paid advertising. When I first started with my online fitness business, I was running Facebook ads to bring in leads, and I would talk to them on the phone, and I would sell them into my programs. And that's what we do to this day. It's become more complex, It's become more effective. We've learned to do it better, but it's the same. It's the same idea. And I think that when you are starting a business and you don't have an audience yet, I think that paid traffic is really a great way to go. And if you can bring in leads in the right way, then you're going to be able to grow a business pretty quickly and get your feet under the, get your feet wet, and get to 10K a month pretty quickly. If you're doing it right. So Facebook's pretty essential. But the other thing with that is that, like, if you're running Facebook ads, you have an option to do lead generation ads, which makes it so that you're not required to build landing pages or have a website or anything like that. You are also, if you don't have the money for ads, you can use Facebook for prospecting. You can go into groups and become members of groups, and you can answer questions and be helpful and start having conversations with people and getting people onto Zoom calls and booking them, and selling to them. That was a big part of how I got my start. I would join communities of entrepreneurs, where my ideal prospects hung out, where my peers hung out, and I would build relationships. And so I would start coaching in other communities. I would make friends with copywriters, or website designers, or funnel builders, or people that had complementary skill sets to me and had similar clients. And as I built relationships with those people, they would refer me their clients to work with them. To this day, I have people that are copywriters or sales trainers, different things like that send me clients, send me people to work with because of those relationships. So Facebook, not only can you start your own groups and communities to grow your business, you can go into other groups, use it for prospecting. It's a great organic lead generation tool. And then you've got Messenger, which is a great way to communicate. And you've got Facebook ads, which is one of the most effective ways to generate leads and sales as a new course creator. That's what I would be picking there, because it kind of has everything. So a little bit of a cheat code, but that's number 3 for me. Number 4, email list. You got to be able to have an email list, and my recommendation is ActiveCampaign. You can start an ActiveCampaign subscription for as little as, I think, $9 a month, something like that. And what's great about ActiveCampaign is, like, if all you're using it for is to grow your email list and send out newsletter blasts, then it's super simple. But it can create very complex, advanced automations. And there's a lot of people that start with other tools, and then as they start to grow and they hit 10 to 20K a month, they hit 6 figures plus a year, and they're really wanting to grow and push towards 7 figures, they move toward ActiveCampaign because of the advanced capabilities. And so I like to tell people to start with it from the beginning and grow into it, because it's one of the most affordable ones starting out. But if you learn how to use it from day one, you can grow into it, and it's really effective. So ActiveCampaign is going to allow you to create automations to sell to people after they opt in, join your email list, and it's going to help you grow that email list. So you can send newsletter blasts and nurture people. And that is one of the most effective ways to grow your audience. And it's the only safe way. If you have, any kind of social media, you are subject to the whims of that social media platform. That is borrowed audience. It is not owned audience. Whereas when somebody joins your email list, even if the platform that you're using for email marketing decides to just shut it all down, you own the list. You just download, you export the Excel spreadsheet, and you go put it on another platform. It's your intellectual property. It's your list. And it's really important to be building that email list in your business. So that's a big one for me. And, the final one is going to be ClickFunnels. I am a big fan of ClickFunnels. We use it for all of our funnels, but especially if I can only pick 5 tools, kind of like how Facebook can allow you to do a whole bunch of things, ClickFunnels can allow you to do a whole bunch of things. Just the basic level subscription, you're going to be able to create funnels. You can create web pages. But the big things are, you're going to be able to create funnels that are going to allow you to capture those emails, integrate with your email marketing to send people, the different, the different like lead magnets or whatever you've created for them, if it's a video series or a PDF or whatever it may be. But you're also going to be able to use it to create payment processors. So instead of just collecting somebody's credit card information, you could make a nice checkout cart and connect it to your Stripe, so that way they can input the information on their own. That's very handy. Another thing that you can do with it is you can house your course. It isn't the number one platform that I would recommend for payment processing or for hosting your course and being able to lay out your modules and put all your videos in. But if we're just talking about 5 things when we're starting out, then ClickFunnels checks off multiple boxes. It's definitely going to be there as our recommendation for building funnels for lead generation. But if we're only limited to 5, why not get a tool that can do multiple things? And so just like Facebook, we can use for advertising, we can use for growing community and prospecting organically. ClickFunnels is going to allow us to build funnels to generate leads to turn into sales. It's going to allow us to make those payment pages, like a checkout page, and it's going to allow us to host our course. And so we might want to move into using something more specialized, like Thinkific, for hosting your platform. But if all you can afford and all you're going to use is 5, then ClickFunnels is the way to go. So that's my list. I will put on there like kind of as I was thinking about, the various different tools that you could use. I would say honorable mention probably be Zapier. I know initially when I was thinking of Facebook and paid advertising, you need Zapier with lead forms to kind of connect to ActiveCampaign. But then I realized I was one short, so I could put ClickFunnels in there, and ClickFunnels just integrates with ActiveCampaign. But so Zapier, honorable mention to be able to automate certain tasks. It's a very handy tool. That might be the next tool I would get after these 5. Another honorable mention would be Asana. Asana is a project management tool. It's great for team management. It's great for managing your to-do list, staying organized. But even though it's one of my favorite tools, I did not include it on here because you can just use a yellow pad, pen and paper, and get the same results if you're trying to manage yourself. So that's the list: Zoom, Stripe, Facebook, ActiveCampaign, and ClickFunnels. I hope you guys found that helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tools that you like, or if you have any questions about what tools you should be using in your course business if you're trying to decide between other kinds of tools that we didn't mention, like webinars and different things like that. All right, y'all, that's it for today. But if you're ready to move past the tools you need to build an online course business and you want to learn about marketing, sales, automation, and all the things that you need to do to scale your course income to $1 million and beyond, and to get that freedom of your schedule, the freedom to do what you want with your life, I encourage you to join our community on Facebook. It's called $1 Million Course Secrets, and there's a link below in the description. It's totally free to join. We go even deeper in there. We add content every week, and that's a place for us to connect. It's a place for you to ask me questions personally and to meet thousands of other online course creators. So I hope to see you in there. Check that link in the description. Thanks for watching.